Good morning. The blog I decided to present today is blog 2, which was should the news media report both sides to every story. So to begin, I think being a journalist comes with highs and lows of your daily life, just like any other career. But the power a journalist has to change a person's perspective all goes with the objectivity and the factuality they decide to include in their media reports. Being a journalist can be difficult because if you defend the wrong side or you don't include favored information, that could end in a job loss or respect as an individual. With that being said, my answer to should the news media report both sides to every story would simply be no. I believe that journalists do not work long hours, deal with demanding editors, and the pressures of finding new stories just to not have an opinion on what is going on in the world and the way they present their information. I assume that a journalist's job is to educate and inform and to convince society that what is happening is either right or wrong, and that's up to the audience to decide if they agree with them. The way I wrote my argument, I would say I used pathos to evoke emotions from the readers, and I used pathos to evoke emotion from the readers by using two really strong articles that discuss sensitive topics. So for my first article, it was a Times article written by Daniel Funk and Tina Sussman, and this article analyzed the most police-inflicted deaths from Ferguson to Baton Rouge. I really liked the way they approached this article by using basically just logos to get the reader's attention. They simply just stated the victim's name, basic home info, and the officer / the reason the person's life was taken. I'll use an example. This one is about Natasha McKenna. Tina stated, McKenna died after being shocked 4 times with a stun gun while her hands were cuffed and her legs shackled. McKenna, who suffered from mental illness, was in custody in Fairfax County on February 3rd. When deputy used a stun gun on her, she died instantly on February 8th. In the statement, there are no unnecessary comments or opinions, just using objectivity to promote the facts to prove who is in the wrong in the situation. I think this article helped strengthen my essay by evoking emotion, but also their article using mostly logos is proving both of the points. The next article I used was written by Zerlina Maxwell, and she is a writer for Times. And this article was pretty cool because this discusses rape culture and how a lot of reporters believe that rape culture is not real. Zerlina is actually a victim herself, so she would be considered a primary source, making her argument even stronger. And to her, rape culture is a culture in which sexual violence is the norm and victims are blamed for their own assaults. I think that using death and rape as two articles in my essay are provoking readers to feel, and I think that's a great way to convey an argument, especially such a controversial journalist bias argument. So Maxwell's approach to defend her side was to comment on fellow reporters' beliefs in minimizing rape and not considering it a cultural norm. She ends her statement by saying, by denying the obvious, we continue to allow rapists to go unpunished and leave survivors silent. And for me, I think reporters who believe that rape culture is fake, it makes them seem like they are siding with the effects of rape and the effects it has taken on women who have been silenced by people like them. And I think if someone were to object my reasonings on why both sides should not be reported, I think their first response would be because journalism should be unbiased. But I just don't think that's reality. If journalism was unbiased, there would never be any real truth to any of these stories that are being told, and people would be in scramble. I think especially with the impact media and news media has on our society, a lot of people don't even know what to believe themselves, so they go to these people to have an opinion and be like, I agree with them. So I think that I would handle that by saying what I just said, but also I think just like any other regular person, journalists have free speech, so they're able to articulate and write what they want, but it's up to the audience to make up their own mind about whether they agree with them or not. And I think that with journalism, since there are so many opinions, if you don't like an article that you agree with, then you can just go read another one and find someone who you do agree with and opinions you do believe. But that is my presentation for should the news media report both sides of every story. Thank you.